to meet Greg and talk to him while we're putting this prison together. Greg? Victor?
Thank you.
Greg reminds me of myself 15 years ago. He's one of the security industry's top 20 under 40 people. I'm now over 40 if you didn't do the math. But Greg, explain how you've been able to increase velocity and scale.
So my name is Gregory Keeling. I founded a small business operating out of New York, our name, New York Security Solutions. Being a small business in the security industry, there is definitely a lot of friction starting up. So really the first problem I had to face with starting a small business is, how do I work around that friction, right? How do I eliminate as much as possible so that I can grow my business and not have to fight with the bigger guys? So what I did was essentially a product of that concept, right? How do I get something done and give something to the customer that maybe my competitor is not able to give to them? And this is what we've been able to do. So 10,000 cameras, 100 global locations in under 5 months, 0 data loss, 1,000 users supported, and $1.4 million in savings. Essentially, the $1.4 million translate to us repurposing as much hardware as possible. That was something that was really important to our client. That's something that was extremely important to us. So what I wanted to talk about is kind of what these numbers mean to me. What it makes me. In my opinion, it makes me agile. It makes me efficient. I would say it makes me seem disruptive. You can talk about this all day long. You know, you go left, I go right. There is a value there. There is a value in seeing what everybody else is doing and essentially doing the complete opposite. I could safely say that what I'm doing is the future of security technology. I think this is where it's going. WeWork is an extremely large company. They leverage cloud services from companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft. These platforms and services allow WeWork to operate at scale. WeWork is an extremely efficient, fast-growing company. And essentially developing solutions to support a company like this is really where I fit in, right? This is where I was just right at home. What I can tell you is, not everybody will agree, but I'm pretty smart. I also know that there's people out there that are a lot smarter than me. And cloud services, technology, the platforms that are currently being developed is going to help us reach those people that essentially the security industry never even thought of connecting with these people. Platforms like SAST, right, is going to, in my opinion, be the GitHub of the security industry. The people that you're going to be able to connect to, what they're working on, what they're developing, that is going to find its way into cameras, is essentially going to restructure this entire industry. Today, my team supports 60,000 cameras. We support 20,000 access control points. We manage 700 servers. We do all of this without stepping into any buildings. We never step foot on site. Every single migration that we did here was done remotely. The re-imaging of all the hardware was done remotely. We backed up over 4 petabytes of video in preparation for this migration. And again, never set foot on site. So I think people look at this and they don't understand, to an extent, the magnitude of that, right? The magnitude of a small business operating out of New York that has been able to essentially work in 37 countries. 37 countries, and most of us on our team have never visited any of them. So, you know, I just really came up here to say my piece and, you know, talk about essentially where I feel the industry is going, where I want to be, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got.